Okay, today we're going to talk about sort of a comparison between the chip model that I've shown you all and that are in the videos that are on our Moodle site and the way that I think is the best way to kind of connect this to number line models. Now, I don't do my number line models the same way that the book does, so be aware of that. And also be aware that I want you to try to do your number lines the way I've done them here, but if yours aren't exactly like mine, I won't be as picky. But on the other hand, if your chip models aren't exactly like mine, then they will be counted wrong. So I want to make sure that everybody's clear on that before you have the test next week. So here I've shown two basic examples to start with. Here we're going to use the chip model, and remember the basis for the chip model is to either join sets of chips or take away sets of chips. That's the main action that children will do with these manipulatives to do the operations of addition, subtraction, and multiplication. And so we always want to start with something that the kids already know. So here we've got 2 white chips added to 3 white chips. Because it's a positive 2 added to a positive 3, we count all the chips. We've got 5 white chips, so the answer is positive 5. The corresponding number line model, now some things about doing number lines. You always want to make sure that the students have a labeled number line so that they don't have to figure out what the little intervals mean. This makes it clear to them. Also, I think it doesn't hurt initially when you're doing this to actually label the different pieces. Your model should reflect all of the things that are in the little number sentence that they're creating with the initial setup you give them and then the solution. So you'll notice that I've circled the answer on both of these. That corresponds to being able to count and get your score with the chips over here. Here we said that the action that we're going to take to get the answer is to join the two sets. With the number line, what you do is you're going to walk forward in the direction that this second number, the second add-in, is telling you. So here I've drawn a representation of a positive 2. The length of the segment itself has to do with like the absolute value of that quantity. So here it was the number of chips regardless of the color. Here it's the length of that line segment regardless of where I've put the arrow. So this represents a positive 2 because I've put the arrow facing the right, and then this represents a positive 3 because I've also put the arrow facing right. We walked forward both times, we got out here to 5. For the second example, I'm doing -2 plus -3 equals -5. And again, this means to join a set of 2 red chips with a set of 3 red chips. If we come over here, starting at 0, you always start your operations at 0. I first would draw the first add-in, or in other words, again, notice that the length of these 2 line segments is, they're both 2, but they're in opposite directions, hence that term opposite. So here I went out in the opposite direction, a length of 2. I continued forward based on the second add-in in that same direction, a length of 3, and stopped out here at -5. All right, we're going to stop here for a minute.